Hello everyone and welcome to a pet parents reading. This is for anyone who has a pet born under a fire sign. So that's Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Don't really know how the cards are going to play out. You're the first group of signs that I'm sitting down to read with the pet energy. So we'll see kind of how the deck of cards play. We'll do some charms for additional messaging as well for the month ahead for your pets in July. So I'm going to timestamp below if you don't like to watch the process. You can go ahead and skip ahead. Also, in terms of sort of your pet's energy, I feel like these are pets that are kind of known for their kind of energy, enthusiasm, courageousness, those are kind of the sentiments I'm getting here. I'm just going to go ahead and shuffle and we'll see how the cards want to fall out for pets under fire signs. We're looking at the month of July for our pets. What's up with them? What's going on in their world? Okay. So I'm just going to take out the cards I'm drawn to. And like I said, we'll see how many and how the kind of layout looks. Oh, I think there's a bit, yeah, I thought there was a bit kind of there. See if there's anything else they're calling me to. Okay. So maybe we have like one main kind of theme, maybe that connects all pets under the fire signs here, and then some additional messages. So maybe we'll do a reading like that. We'll do like one main theme. Or maybe I'll use Metatrons. There we go. That makes room. And I'll just go 4 across. 4 is nice for a month. I don't know, can you see the cards? The desk is a little. Okay. Then we'll get 4 more cards for additional clarity. Ooh, that one already wants to jump out. And then we'll put some charms on top. Interesting. I like that the pets chose my dragon deck here, because a lot of the imagery is like humans interacting with the dragons. So maybe they'll use some of that imagery to help communicate their interactions with you guys. Okay, and now we'll just do some charms. Okay, so we'll see what they want to. Ooh, I was talking about how this group felt very enthusiastic and energetic. And not only have they been throwing the cards, but they're throwing the charms here as well. Okay. What else they got that they want? Oh, some celebration going on, some creativity. Some good luck or wishful thinking. I'm just waiting. I feel some movement, so I don't know if they're trying to get another one. Okay. Okay, so let me just tune in here. There's the courageousness I was talking about. Bravery, courage. I wonder why your pets, maybe you're exploring. Maybe you're out there exploring with the starfish here. I'm based in Canada, so it is the season for camping and hiking and being out on the boat, right? That's all exploration for our pets. Anything outdoors, even just getting outside in the backyard can be some exploration for us sometimes. Anything outside. Oops, I should not have done that. That's a double-sided charm. Interesting. Angels and cheerleaders here. What are the signs again? Fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. July. Celebration. Sheesh. Can you pick that up? Focus here. Something. Time to focus on something. Okay. So pet parents, welcome to your pets reading. And this is all pets born under a fire sign. So Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. we're going to start here with what I believe is kind of a main thematic that's connecting all of your pets. This is for the month ahead. So we're looking at, their July here. And they're tuning into their third eye here in terms of connecting with you. So I would not be surprised if the month of July, for whatever reason, you lock eyes with your pets, or you just happen to be in the same room as your pet, you're going to be linking on thoughts here. Telepathy is going to be very strong in terms of just being in sync and knowing what they're thinking. With just a look, or even just looking at them, I feel like you'll kind of know. It's a bit high, isn't it? Well, that works. Okay. Maybe we'll just go across. Okay. So I was feeling in the intro, I mentioned how this is courage and bravery, and I was feeling that this group of animals, I was going to tune into a very high energy, high enthusiasm, kind of creative, adventurous bunch. And we have the courage here. This is willingness to kind of swim upstream. So this is willingness to kind of just fly and jump in. I'm kind of seeing the dog just running off the dock and just kind of jumping, not knowing what's on the other side, kind of awaiting. So maybe just be aware of that. Just be attentive to where your animal may be going fearlessly, right? Their curiosity and their courage might be pulling them into either a little bit of mischief this month, or again, just sort of this carefulness of where they're landing. This is a starfish. I don't know why I'm seeing paws being pricked. That's not what I get from starfish, like the needle kind of energy from the starfish. But there's something about they're focusing me in here on the points of the charm and less so the message that I generally attribute to my starfish charm. So again, sort of this, be careful where they jump or where they're landing. Species agnostic here. Just anybody born on the fire sign. I know growing up, an aunt and uncle, they had a lovely, curious black lab, and twice he got porcupine needles in the face just because, he wanted to go say hi. He didn't learn the first time, but learned the second time. Also got sprayed by skunks. So I'm kind of getting, they're pulling me back to those fun family stories. So there is a chance here that your animal, your curious out and about animal there, even if it's in the home, it could just be like the way they're exploring the home, the backyard, getting out of their cage. Yeah, I feel like there just might be a little bobo here, like a rock between the toes, or they might turn a corner too quickly and kind of catch the corner of the wall here. Now, for some reason, there's this wish of good luck towards the pet parents here, towards some kind of relationship. I don't feel like it's the bond with them that they're wishing this good luck to you. I don't know why they're wishing this to you when we're doing their reading. I'm just tuning into the owls here, because owls, they're known for their sight, right? Looking very closely at things. I don't know if you're expecting guests this month that they're looking forward to. Like, I don't know if your children are coming home, or grandma and grandpa to the pet is coming to visit, or there's a chance that they're going to be boarded this month, so they're going to go see some other humans that they know that they like. There's this good luck, excitement here, enthusiasm connected to these other humans, connected to you, pet parents. Okay. Let's see what the elaboration is here. Well, I like the way she's receiving these two hummingbirds, right? Similar to the receiving of these two owls, right? These guests that are coming, that are going to cross paths here with your pet this month. They're looking forward to it. There's all this emotion here. We're here to the sort of their third eye and their throat chakra. So I don't know if your pet's very vocal when these other humans that they seem to love very fondly. Sort of the wealth of emotion that we're seeing here. I'm being pulled into this grandma energy again. I had said maybe it's grandma and grandpa to the pet visiting, but they're pulling me into this crown. It's sort of a special matriarch, maybe, kind of is the vibe that I'm getting. The excitement that grandma's visiting, or like I said, your child is coming back home from university or college for a few weeks or for the summer. Yeah, I mean, in terms of the sort of that courageousness that we saw here, she's holding up her prize here pretty proudly, very confident of herself. She's clearly just come back from somewhere. Um, so your pet might be bringing back some gifts for you. My grandmother grew up in a home with cats that would leave, the garden snake that they caught outside the door for her, or a little mole or something, a little mouse. Um, these could just be things that they're finding, that are of interest to them. Maybe just take a closer look, because they're drawing me in here to how she's kind of inspecting it. So I don't know if maybe you have a pet that's a little mischievous. I think it was years ago that I saw a playful YouTube video about a cat that was kind of bringing things home from people's yards. So eventually the pet owners just kind of had a sign out front that was like, if this is yours, take it home. Our cat is a thief. And there was a playful sign kind of acknowledging that their cat would just take and bring back whatever they kind of found in other people's yards. So there's a little bit of that. So looking forward to some guests or a visit of somebody that they know, or they're anticipating at least that this person's going to come see them, or persons, humans. I don't know if it's specifically two. And then a little bit of their courageous curiosity at this time, getting them into a little bit of trouble here, a little bit of either a small bobo or some mischief. Okay. So now we have the family connection here again. This is my ancestry charm. This is lineage. I don't know if you're also a home that has recently like added another member. Doesn't necessarily mean another pet. It could be a child. It could be a partner, right? It could be moving in. But I feel like they're acknowledging the growth of the size of the family in the home here. Sort of the next member here in the lineage. They're just very nice, patient, calm energy that they're giving me with this growth. So they're adapting, they're accepting it well, they're welcoming it. It's interesting that they're giving me such a calming charm when this is such a high energy, enthusiastic fire sign group here. But they're associating um, peace and calmness, acceptance with this new kind of introduction, new something, person, pet. I don't know, something living. Could even be just a plant that you've introduced them to. This is the new big house plant, and no, you do not dig in the soil, right? Like there's some kind of introduction here that you've done. And then we have the swan charm. If you saw the intro, I'd thought to flip it over. I forgot that it was one of my double-sided charms. But the swan is, again, just this peaceful kind of knowing comfort. So I don't know if your pet's going to be unusually relaxed. Maybe that's why I'm so thrown off here by this peace vibe here. I don't know if they're, the days that they're not out exploring with their curiosity, the balance of the time they're actually just kind of laying around, which seems contradictory to their habits here. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you have like a kiddie pool, or maybe a place, maybe your pet loves is a sun baby. I've had cats in the past that just they would bathe in the sun so long I actually had to pull them out, so they wouldn't get heat stroke. you know but they're resting very tranquil here somewhere in something. So we have beautiful harmony here, right? Harmonic flight. Maybe that's why I'm getting such calmness here. But they're looking eye to eye. They're looking at this new introduction to the home, but they're very welcoming. They're very calm. I think they can either your pet can see their aura. I don't know if the camera's picking it up very well, but you can see sort of the aura shine, right? Just on the outside of each, you can kind of see how their aura, and they're just kind of looking at them going like, yes, your energy is acceptable to me here. Our pets have a very strong intuition, right? We saw that here. Or was it here? Sorry, here. Yeah, they don't feel like they have to protect you from whatever this new thing is. They're definitely accepting of it, and they're bonding very quickly with this new item here in July. And here they are just resting, right? Just kind of sitting on the rock, observing, just resting. His weapons are actually embedded in the stone at this point, and I saw that here, right? Just the resting. So I don't know if this energy, whatever you brought in, is what's calming your pet down. I don't know, maybe you've been dealing with their high energy. Maybe they've been a high energy puppy, or high energy cat, ferrets, whatever they are running around your home. And then you bring something in and it's calming them right down. Sort of like I said, this comfort in this home, this lineage, this new member, this new addition here is leading to calmness and peace, comfort. Okay. So then I have like my child's play, childhood, creativity, charm. Kind of connects nicely back to the first pile here about exploration, curiosity, but they're celebrating. And so are your angels here. So I don't know if you've created something new. I don't know if you made them something or recently bought them something, which, for them is something that it's coming from your hands. So I don't know if you just did an overhaul and a refresh on their toy bin, their bed. They got a new house. There's something here that they're reflecting back to you in July, that it's something that either you've already given them and it's something that they're thoroughly enjoying throughout the month of July, or this is something that you planned, something you're about to do for them. There's this nice kind of refresh here, new colors, something new to look at, to play with. Look at their high energy here, right? Their enthusiasm, they're jumping around. Their guardian angels, your angels, they all like this what you've done here. Oh, we've got some healing. Maybe this is sort of the progress here in July of some of the pets here that got a bit of a bobo. Maybe you're just helping them through. Maybe you've done something fun and creative so that they can still kind of run around and jump around and play while they're healing here. I also wonder if this is you healing with them in your bond with them. I know in June and July readings, monthly readings, there was message of like disconnection or just distance, things happening in the home and creating a bit of distance, and your pet's thinking you're forgetting them. And now we have this beautiful healing, right? Look at these gifts you brought me, and I'm so happy. So it could be that message too. And then they're paired here with this beautiful, dragon taking off into the sun, right? Basking in the sunlight here. Spotlight's on them. Attention's all on me again. Look at my beautiful thing, right? Look at my beautiful thing. This could be them running around the house, running around the park, trying to show everybody it. Similar position here in the body. Cheerleader and the dragon. Really nice reading so far, fire signs. I like this. Very, very happy pets. Very, very content in the home space that you've created for them. Okay. Sorry, I know I've bunked the cards here. Okay. And then we're ending on, and I don't know why this, I don't know if you've seen, but this entire time, intro up to this time, this deck seems very stuck together. I have a hard time picking it up. This charm's all about focusing, focus in on this. So there's an ask here to focus in on something for the month. And then my ball of yarn is all about you taking control. I wonder if that's why with this pile, I did my call back to the previous months about a disconnect in the bond or less time with them. Because now here it is sort of taking control, sort of what's the next thing together here, kind of focusing on that. Like, where are you going in your relationship with the pet? Well, we have alignment. So, you're going back to your balance here. We saw them accepting this energy. They feel like they're starting to heal in whatever area, physical or emotional, with you. And now you have like this beautiful alignment again. So I don't know if maybe you moved recently, within maybe since the start of this year, and it's taken a while for them to settle and adjust, or because of this newness, it takes them a while to just kind of settle and adjust. But there is this, there's that duality again. There's two kind of repeated here throughout the cards as well. So I don't know if the number 2 resonates with you and your pet, if that number means anything to you, or even 222. We're kind of up to 3 2s here. What I like is, see how your pet is kind of going from out of your shadow to, almost like they're the ones holding the spotlight on you, more supportive. So there's this transition of feeling of I'm in your shadow to know I'm your supportive buddy again. I'm your companion. It's you and I against the world again. So maybe you did go through a bit of a period in your own life that caused you to, you weren't neglecting, I'm not feeling that, but just a little less time available, more commitments and less time to them. But I feel like, I don't know if it's oh my gosh, I don't know why that won't stay up now. I don't know if it's the new people, the visitors that we see over here, sort of earlier on in the reading, that helps influence this, or just, everything kind of settles into groove in the month of July. So by the end of it, your pet's feeling in this space again. But overall, they have this really nice July. A little bit of play, a little bit of mischief, but the rest of it seems very relaxing. I wish my July outlook was like that. So, so I'll connect with you guys in August, and maybe we'll look back and see how July was, and then we'll look ahead to see what August is going to look like for your animals.